Hi everyone, my name's Maura Cullen and this is my third year teaching here at St. Thomas in second grade. This is my favorite grade because this is the chance where students start making that transition from learning how to read to reading to learn. Each morning we start off with our basic phonics skills still, and we use the Abeka Phonics program, which is based off of special sounds. So these are 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 letters that form one sound, and we use those to apply them to make words, sentences, now paragraphs, and stories. So students have been finally making that transition using these sounds that are all over the board to be forming their own paragraphs and stories. Later inside the day, we go on to reading, and we have 3 different curriculums for reading. Our first one is Memoria Press Series, where we focus on intonation and expression and fluency in our reading. The beginning of the year, we start off with some short stories with Animal Folktales of America. Then we just finished Prairie School, which is historical fiction. Then later on, we're going to be moving on to The Courage of Sarah Noble, and then ending the year with Little House in the Big Woods. Later, we rotate into our junior great book series. And with this program, we have 3 different themes in second grade. One's on bravery, one's on friendship, and the last one's on responsibility. Each of these has different short stories involved, and we go through 4 sessions. So the first session, we are reading it as a class, as a read aloud. The second session, we read it again as a class, but we act it out. And then the next session, we put a focus question on the board based off of that book or that story. And students are required to look inside their book to find evidence of their answer and provide details from that text to try to answer it. We have a very special event called a Socratic Seminar the next time. And so we all sit in a circle. We get to call each other by our last names and try to answer that question. Students are welcome to share their ideas, to contradict others, to question other people's ideas, to build off of other people's ideas. And it's all about trying to have that really constructive conversation and critical thinking. The ability for students to have these types of conversations at this age is incredible, and I cannot wait to see them even grow more through our next Socratic seminars. And then we also use the Theology of the Body series. And so those are 2 read alouds that you do in second grade. One is St. George and the Dragon, which we do around his feast day. And then the other one is called The Quilt Maker's Gift. I love this curriculum because it's all about how to share love of yourself and how you are a gift, how other people are a gift, how you can be a gift to others, and just really promoting how to love your neighbors as yourself and just promoting that human dignity in everybody. So the next thing that we do is writing, and our writing is based off of different poems. And so here's our poem from this week, and we mark it up. So this week we had The Vulture, and we start off each week with looking at the poem, and we label our verbs, nouns, adverbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, and we label them by color. And so this is just a great way to start off the week with trying to recognize those parts of speech and then seeing the different word usage that can be used in their writing later on. At the end of the week, students get to stand up in front of the class and present their poem. We make up motions to go with it, and students can help act out with them if they need some help with it. But the really cool part about this whole aspect is that students are excited to come up and try to share their poem with other people. So usually students might be a little bit afraid to come up and speak in front of an audience, but to see students excited to be able to go up and speak in front of people and show what they prepared for has been a really cool experience to watch this confidence. The other cool part about our writing curriculum is that it really pairs well with our phonics, and it hones in on those sounds. So we have Sound City, we have A, E, I, O, and U Street, and it's all the different ways to say that same sound, just like in our phonics program. We have digraph delivery trucks, and then we have, this year we made some suffix trees for different suffixes and root words. We made a prefix movie theater for previews. We have a hospital for words that say ow. We have a jail for words that don't follow rules. And then up here we have all these airplanes for all the different ways to spell air. Our science curriculum, we use FOSS Science, and in second grade, we do Earth, Life, and Physical Science. So we finished our Earth Science unit. We were doing all about rocks and geology. We are starting our Physical Science unit, and so that's all about solids, liquids, and gases. And then in the spring, we're going to do more plants and insects when it comes into the springtime for our life science. Most of this curriculum is very hands-on. Students are doing mostly hands-on projects, working together in groups. We have a textbook to reinforce ideas with the topics that we've done, but most of this is very experiment-based, and we all have our own notebooks to put our data in, and then we can share it with others as well. We combine the data from each of our own individual groups and make it into a class chart. In our math curriculum, we have a workbook and a textbook for We Use Dimensions Math. This is a new program this year, and we have really found great success with it because this is also a very hands-on opportunity. So we use workbooks and textbooks to reinforce those skills, but we also use a lot of hands-on activities because behind me, I actually have a track of different measurements. We did in second grade, our goal is to add and subtract fluently within 20, being able to have our time to the minute, being able to measure in US standard and metric units, and doing weight and other aspects about multiplication and just how that's the groups of concept. So we actually made a track and we flew paper airplanes and tried to measure how far that they went in metric units and in US standard units. And for history, each grade does a different thing, but second grade is a really fun one because we do the Renaissance. So it's all of the fun painters, inventors, scientists of that time and how they've really affected today's day and age as well. And then, very importantly, we have our religion curriculum. And that is one of my favorite things to teach because second grade is a sacrament year. And we use the Spirit of Truth curriculum, which is up here. And with the Spirit of Truth curriculum, it's very sacrament-based, as I said. And in St. Thomas, we do First Communion in May, and then in the past, we've done First Reconciliation in February, but this year we're doing it in May as well. So then we get more time to prepare. And we get to be able to do different parts of the liturgical year, and we work a lot about the different parables of the kingdom and what Jesus is trying to teach us through those. I've really enjoyed this curriculum as well because, like I said, most of this stuff has been really hands-on. Students are really experiencing things and not just sitting and writing inside their books. But this is our second grade class, and I hope you enjoyed it. And so I hope you had fun. See you later, everyone.